What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Bad Religion, and we're going back to their Christmas songs. Indeed, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy everything. Whatever you celebrate, I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you're having a good time with good music and friends and family and food, or at least some of those things. But we're going to listen to the penultimate carol on the Christmas Songs album, 2013. I mentioned before, the final tune on the album is a remix of their, or I don't know, like, I'm not sure if it's called a remix. I think it actually is, or like it's like a something mix. Again, I don't have the booklet in front of me. Nevertheless, it's of their tune American Jesus, which is from Recipe for Hate, 1993. And so that song, it's not really a carol, so I'm not going to react to it in this run of the album. At some point I'll come back for it. Nevertheless, the point is, there's one more to go after this, so I'll aim to sort of get that up right about the time of the weekend, the holiday weekend. So yeah, but the tune that we're going to listen to now is What Child Is This? In most articulations, this is a slower carol. It's a more like tender, like soft sort of carol, which, it fits with the subject matter of appraising like an innocent newborn babe, and one that, will fulfill prophecies and so on. So it's approached, I think, with a lot of by a lot of singers with a lot of sort of reverence and sort of, it's done in a very sincere fashion. It's not a carol like Jingle Bells, is I guess what I'm saying. But yeah, I imagine, again, this is an album that I have heard it, but, I have not listened to this anywhere near as much as even other more recent Bad Religion albums. It's one of the things where I got it when it came out. I've listened to it in the season a couple times, but ultimately I don't know it back to front. So as we go to listen to this, I don't quite remember it, but I'm expecting it to have a faster, sort of melodic hardcore punk, the Bad Religion sound that they helped craft in the early to mid 80s, or I should say early to late 80s. I mentioned before, like, their early stuff, like, 80 to 85, there's a compilation 80-85. It's a bit raw, it's a bit sort of old school and kind of like, like almost garage punk sounding, but by the time you get to Suffer in 88, they have very much polished into what we now call sort of a melodic hardcore punk sound. So, in any case, maybe that's not why some of you are here. In any case, let's get it. This is Bad Religion, their version of What Child Is This? And it's from the 2013 album Christmas Songs.
What child is this who laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping? Whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him long, the babe, the Son of Mary. Why lies he in such mean estate, where ox and ass are feeding? Could Christians fear for sinners here? The silent word is bleeding. Nails pierce shall pierce him through. The cross be born for me, for you. Hail, hail, the word made flesh, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Is that a synth? The hell was that at the end? Even Luca's like, come on, man. Why you gotta give me feedback like that? Yeah, I'm not sure what that part was right near the end. It sounded like a synth. Like it didn't sound like a guitar. It didn't sound like a horn. I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, a really cool version. And it was basically what I was thinking / partially remembering the sort of faster, more melodic style. It is another point, given that I was comparing very early Bad Religion with later Bad Religion, His voice, I love Greg Grafton's voice in the very early days. It's raspier, it's scratchier, and like when he extends, there are parts where it sort of cracks, and I think sort of, deliberately. But by the time, again, you get to Suffer, No Control Against the Grain, he's gotten a lot more melodic. And by the time I think you get to the turn of the millennium, which I'm actually finding out more, the reaction I just did to a tune on New America, I'm blanking on it as I sit here. I'll put it in the comments, but that was like the best vocal performance of Graffin I've ever heard. I was like, oh my god, like, I don't remember this album as much because it was when they were on Atlantic, and I've tended to focus more on the albums when they were on Epitaph at first, and then when they came back to Epitaph, which is '02. But yeah, like, obviously by the time you get to the turn of the millennium, you know, he had upped his game even farther. So shout out to Greg Graffin and his vocal ability. Again, you know, they still perform, they still tour, and he's now in his 60s. So you know, between like working as a professor, I think at Cornell, or is it UCLA? I think he got his degree at Cornell, but now he teaches at UCLA. I think that's right. But yeah, between all the stuff he does, you know, very dynamic and interesting individual. Nevertheless, let me know what you think of this cover, The Christmas Carol. One more to go, as I said. I'll try to aim for that to go up either, like, you know, Christmas Eve night or maybe Christmas morning. Obviously, it depends on where you are in the world, but in any case, let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.